Hello there, I'm Nicholas, and this is On Listening with Chi Rising Studio. Thank you for joining me today. Not all listening happens in peace. Sometimes it takes place in the heat of disagreement, in raised voices, tight chests, words that sting even when they're chosen carefully. Conflict can feel like rupture, a breaking of something once safe, once shared. But what if disagreement isn't the opposite of connection? What if it's an invitation to deepen it? To listen during conflict is to choose presence over reaction, curiosity over certainty, connection over control. It's not easy. When we feel misunderstood, our nervous system leaps to defend, to convince, to be right. But listening, especially in moments of tension, isn't about surrendering your truth. It's about creating space for more than one. We've all been there, in the thick of a disagreement, feeling the tension rising, the words we're about to say pressing at the edge of our lips. It can feel almost impossible to step back, to breathe, to pause. But that pause is often the best thing we can do. It's in that pause that we can start to notice the body's response, the tightness in the chest, the quickening breath, the desire to speak, to act, to assert. These are all physical cues that conflict is affecting us, that something inside is shifting us away from connection. What happens, though, when we choose to listen, even as the emotional charge increases? What happens when we stay present, even if it means staying uncomfortable? It's not about silencing our emotions, but noticing them. It's about letting the tension be, without needing to act on it with immediacy. Because in that space, there's a chance to hear what's really being said. And often, what's beneath the words isn't about winning or losing, but about a deeper need to be seen, to be heard, to be understood. When we're caught in conflict, it's easy to forget the other person is coming from their own place of need, their own stories, their own desires for connection. When we listen through conflict, we're not just hearing their words, we're hearing their emotions, their fears, their hopes. And when we let that awareness shape how we respond, we open the door for something different, mutual understanding, the possibility that despite our differences, we share something deeper. In conflict, there's an opportunity to practice patience, not just with the other person, but with ourselves. To not rush to fix things, but to stay with the discomfort, to sit with the disagreement, to allow it to be what it is. And maybe, in the midst of it, we'll find that the very conflict we feared can become a bridge, a pathway to a deeper kind of connection. Because listening through conflict is not about having all the answers. It's about choosing to stay in the conversation, choosing to remain open, even when it feels like the easiest thing is to close off, to walk away, to end it. In those moments of tension, we're invited to remember, connection doesn't mean agreement. It doesn't mean we'll come to the same conclusion. It doesn't mean we'll always find closure. But it does mean we're willing to listen, to stay present, to stay curious, to stay human with one another. So, the next time you find yourself in the midst of conflict, in the heat of disagreement, try to remember that listening is an act of connection, an act that, even in discomfort, can lead us closer to one another. If you found value in this episode, please consider sharing it with a friend who might also find it interesting. Your support helps us continue to create this space for learning and growth. You can find out more about our studio and the podcast at chirising.studio.